All right, good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, wherever you may be. This is North American Racing League. This is Sunday Cash Racing. This is the last race of the series before we go into the finale coming up soon on September 21st. I am Mike Braun. I'll be doing commentary and production at the same time. Make sure you guys like and subscribe North American Racing League. If you'd like to get information regarding the future of North American Racing League, we race on Thursday nights in GT3s. Check out NorthAmericanRacingLeague.com for any information. Winding up practice right now. Still got about 5 minutes left in practice here. We have got 24 people registered in the session. This is an open lobby session, so this is anybody can join. Makes it a little more interesting for sure. We definitely get a wide range of racers joining us. So we will have to see what comes of today. Again, we got open practice right now. Still got about 5 minutes left of practice here at Suzuka. Fast car on the board right now is Jarno Koch with a 158.6. Looks like Mustangs are proven to be the car again this week. Let's cover over the series that we've had so far. We can show what, let's see what we got here. See who has qualified for the finale so far. And there we go. All right. Little technical difficulties, but we'll come across right here. This is who has qualified so far. We got Nicholas Rubilar and Nicholas Mateo joining us from race number 1. Race number 2 had Aaron Vasquez, David Bozga, and Paulo Gadai join us. And then we got Sven Haas, Jarno Koch, and Lewis Wood. Then Daniel Antonez, Chris Beats, Jackson Resende, Ricardo Rico, Norbert Leitner, Scott Kimbrough, Victor Miranda, then Yannick Steinhoff, Miguel Colon, Connor Yarrick, and then right behind him is Scott Reister, Ricardo Delgado, David Schwartz, Ganoso Talsaden, Sven Hartman, Lucas Souza, Nico Wierzembicki. Then you got Devin Jenkins and Dino Filippia joining us in the season finale. That will be on September 21st, and that will be broadcast on Pitstop TV. Join Andrew and the guys over there for that. That should be a spectacular event on the 21st. Big money coming down for those guys. Today we're giving out some cash prizes. First through fourth are going to get $100 each. Fifth through 10th is going to get $40 each. But the season finale race is going to be big time. Giving away over $6,200 in the season finale race. This is a fixed setup run. And then we're set at 55% fuel. So 90-minute race, so it'll be a long race here. This is the last chance for these guys to qualify for the season finale race. That season finale race, top spot's going to take $2,000 home. That's pretty crazy for a sim race. And the second spot is $1,000. Third place is $500. And then 4th through 10th is going to bring home $250. Going to be a lot of good racing action here. And we'll highlight him later when he's on the track. But Scott Reister is the guy that runs the North American Racing League. Does a fantastic job of keeping it going. Draws in some big names to come out. One thing to look at here is we'll look at this right here, the I rating. Look at the I rating on some of these guys. Mateo with an 11,000 I rating. Miguel Costa and Yarno both over 10K. David Bosga over 9. So some crazy stuff going on here. But we still got about closing in on the time of practice here. Give these guys a few minutes here to get settled in. About 30 seconds left here in our practice session. Again, this is an open lobby. Anybody can join, which means anybody can qualify. But they do need to pay attention to our North American Racing League Discord channel and make sure they are up to date. But this is the last race of the series. As we are changing over to our qualifying session here. Let's look at our results from practice here just to see what everybody was able to do. So you got Yarno Cook, Yarno Koch, kind of goes either way. With a 158.6. Then you had David Bosca just behind him by 18 thousandths of a second. Nicholas Mateo in third, Victor Miranda in fourth, and Miguel Costa rounding out your top 5. So we're hitting into our qualifying session right now. Guys get 3 laps to run. Still a few guys waiting to go out. Let's see what pit lane looks like here as we are scrolling through our the last group, a couple guys coming through. Give these guys a lap to get checked in, get warmed up. So far, race number 1 was at Road Atlanta, which was probably one of the best races we've had so far. The two Nicholas really went out at the end there, along with Daniel, and they were going at it on the last couple laps. That'd be a great search to go back and watch on YouTube. And then the second race out, we did as Red Bull. Then we've done Watkins Glen, Long Beach, Interlagos, which was a good race as well. And then we had Sebring, Belle Isle, Spa, Phillip Island, and here we are at Suzuka. And it looks like our season finale race is September 21st. So in 2 weeks' time, that will be coming to you from the virtual of Road America. Pit Stop TV is going to be covering that. They're going to be doing broadcast and interviews as well. Andrew and the team do a great job there. And I look forward to seeing their broadcast. like everybody just getting on their first laps right now. Waiting for the first laps to come by. Looks like Sven Hartman might be the first one by. Coming into the Casio Triangle right now. See what his 11.9 Motorsports car can do here. Hartman coming around the final turn. Comes by the stripe for the first time by 2 flat with a 9. Christian Gritzo with the Sudi car coming across second right now, 201.4. But we saw some 158s in that practice session, so we'll have to see how these guys come around for the second time by. Here comes Paulo Gadai now, 159.9. Put him top of the board right now. David Bosga coming in hot right now, too, with a purple sector there. Comes in with a 159.5. Nicholas Mateo with a couple purples as well. 159.2 for Mateo. Yarno coming across the stripe right now. Puts him in P2. Let's go for a ride with Yarno right now. Down into turn 1. Listen to that big Ford V8 come around into that double apex. And we're coming up into the S's right now. Real easy on the throttle up through there, up into fourth gear here. Runs that thing out. Hard into braking, hits the curbs, runs that run out just a little bit. Up under the bridge here, just stays on the track. Down into that tricky hairpin, turn 11 here. Hit that apex, get out as hard as you can on here. Into a very brutal spoon turn, especially with the track temps that we've got right now. Right now, we've got track at 108 degrees, so it is a little warm. Should lead to some good racing action, though, to keep these guys on their toes. Victor Miranda at the top of the board, 158.9. Bosga with a couple purple sectors as well, 158.8. We're riding on board with Jarno Kacic comes through 130R. He's got a purple sector as well. We got Nicholas Mateo to the top of the board. Here comes Jarno through the Casio Triangle. See what he can do down the front straightaway. Puts him in P2, 9 thousandths of a second behind Nicholas Mateo. Trying to push just a little bit more. See what these Mustangs can do. Again, your top 8 cars, all Mustangs. Then you got the Merc of Scott Reister in the 9th spot. Scott Reister is Mr. North American Racing League. Scott does everything for this league and does a fantastic job with it. We're winding down our Thursday night racing league for North American Racing League. And then we're looking to get started back up in January. So if you're looking to run with us on Thursday nights at about 7:30 or so Eastern time on Thursday nights, make sure you check out our Discord. All of that is on our website, NorthAmericanRacingLeague.com. Looks like we got still a couple cars out. Couple Nitro fans in the YouTube chat. See how those racers come along. As Victor Miranda, the top of the board. David Bosga back to the top of the board now. The last group of cars coming around. Lucas Souza up into the top 10 now. Chris Winstone on a couple green sectors here to prove his time, see what he can do to get up on top, move his way up the board a little bit. And he does. 2 flat with a 6, put him in the top 15 now. Good moving from Chris. Speaking of those Nitro racers, we got Jackson Resende sitting in that 6th spot right now. I don't know if he's going to be able to finish this time or if he's just out there on a recon lap here. As that is qualifying done and dusted. We'll get this thing switch over here and we will look at our starting grid. On the pole, your Grid and Go Esports car of David Bosga with a 158.5. Then you got Nicholas Mateo in the Drago Racing car. Sitting right next to him, Victor Miranda, your first Nitro Racing team, up into the 3rd spot. 2nd row next to him, Jarno Koch. Then you got Miguel Costa and Jackson Resende in the 3rd row. Paulo Gaday and Scott Kimbrough in 4th row. Then you've got Scott Reister and Lucas Souza in the 5th row. 6th row is going to be Sven Hartman and Jose Duello. Next row back. In the 7th row is Ricardo Delgado with Edward Pecorino on the outside. Inside the row 8 is going to be Chris Winstone with Dennis Schroeder. Then you got Anthony Wayan and Christian Gritzko. Devin Jenkins, Mark Bole, Gustavo Coelho, and Pedro Banos in the 22nd spot. 23rd, Spencer Brockman and Parker Chase. And that is the lineup for today. Guys are starting to get gridded up here. Going to be some great racing action here today. Everybody getting lined up in that short chute. And we'll start getting them around on the formation lap. Once again, you got David Bosga from Grid and Go Esports sitting on the pole. Next spot starting next to him will be Nicholas Mateo. Should be a good race here. going through 130R here. Some guys weaving in back, getting a little heat in them tires. We know GT3 tires do get a little difficult to get warmed up. Ciao, Trin, we missed you too, buddy. This is our last chance to get qualified for that season finale race as they come through. Down the front straight they come, leading them down. Grid and go-karts getting nose to tail already. Only one Drago car up front as they come diving into turn one. Good clean start from these guys. You've got Bozka and Yarno leading them around. Coming up into the S's, little side-by-side action back there in the back. Everybody kind of settling in quite a bit here. Coming into the Degner turns here. Here they come. David Bozka leading them around. Yarno in second, coming into Degner 2. Again, everybody pretty straightforward. All look like Chris Winstone going on the inside there. Take over that 16th spot. Here they come into the hairpin for the first time by. Oh, we got a little movement back there in the back. Victor Miranda getting spun around. Not quite sure what happened there, but it looked like Victor Miranda getting spun around by somebody. We'll go back and take a look at that here shortly. As we're watching them come down the back straight for the first time by, you've got Bozka, Koch, Mateo, Koska, and Resende, your top 5 right now. Sorry to hear that, Chow. I know we all got real life issues sometimes. I hope you feel better, buddy, and we look forward to seeing you next time. As they come down to complete the first time by Bozka, Koch, and Mateo, your top 3 down the front straight. Let's go back and take a look at, everybody's kind of settling in. We'll take a look at Victor Miranda and see what happened here. As looked like a move to the inside from the 15 car of Miguel Costa. Looked like a pretty late lunge in there. We can go to a different view here. Give me 1 second. Let's go back and take a look at this here. See the move here coming on the inside. It looks like Victor tried to block it a little bit and just wasn't quite able to get all the way down on him. Still long race for these guys, and we'll have to see how it works out for them. No changes up top. Still got Bozka out in front. Yarno getting under pressure a little bit from Nicholas Mateo. Mateo tucked in right behind him. They head down the front straight one more time. Mateo is close enough for a draft. Let's see if he can get it a little pull on him. Looks like he's gaining on him just a bit. He's going to make a move into turn 1. Not enough doing there. He might be setting him up for a hairpin move, possibly. We'll have to see what that looks like here as they get about halfway around the track, as this is not much of a passing zone here through the S's. Here they come into the hairpin. And Mateo pretty settled in right now, looks like, possibly. Go back a little bit here. Got a battle with Edward Pecorino trying to look for a place to get by Lucas Souza. So they start to come into the spoon turn here. Pecorino looking for a place to get by. Edward in one of the few McLarens out here chasing down a Lambo. These guys have been going back and forth quite a bit the last few laps. Everybody pretty settled in right now. Got David Bosca out in front. In the second spot is Jarno Koch with Grid and Go as well. Then you got the Sol Drago car out there, Nicholas Mateo in the third spot. Fourth spot is Miguel Costa, another Grid and Go car. Then you got a little bit of a gap back to the fifth spot of Jackson Resende in Nitro Racing Team. Paulo Gadai with Acolyte Racing in the sixth spot. Scott Kimbrough in seventh now for Empire. That is your top 7 Mustangs. Then you got the first and only Mercedes out there of Scott Reister. Scott is somebody that does love his Mercs. In the ninth spot is Lucas Souza in the Lambo. Edward Pecorino dropping back just a bit in that McLaren. Ricardo Delgado running the one Sol Audi out there in the 11th spot right now. Victor Miranda trying to do some recovery here, trying to work his way back up after a little unfortunate incident earlier. Still long race to go in that Nitro Racing Team. Then you got Dennis Schroeder in the 13th spots in one of the few BMWs out here. Chris Winstone in the Ferrari in the 14th spot. And then you got Sven Hartman in the 11.9 car. Oh, and then it looks like Schroeder getting off track just a little bit through the hairpin, or the 180R, 130R, excuse me. And then we may have had a pass back here. Looks like Jose Duello up into the 16th spot now. Christian Gritzko and one of the few Porsches out here as well in the 17th spot. Under pressure from Devin Jenkins. Then you got Anthony Wayand in the 19th spot. Gustavo Coelho in 20th. And Mark Boley rounding out the field right now in the 21st spot. A couple other cars are registered in the session, but not running right now. Go back up front with our leaders now. Still got Jarno and Nicholas going at it. Still got a long race to go here. Definitely got some Nitro Racing fans in the chat right now. Top Nitro car right now is Jackson Resende sitting in that 5th spot. Victor Miranda, also Nitro Racing Team, looking to make some moves. Gets on the inside of Ricardo Delgado to take over the 11th spot. Again, Victor doing a little bit of recovery drive right now, trying to work his way back up after getting tangled up around the hairpin earlier. Looks like Christian Gritzko may have had an issue. Let's see what happened here with Christian. Let's get the right camera on him first. Sorry about that. Not quite sure what's going on. He had another off track here and then went into the pits. Ooh, off track here. Clipped that outside wall, and looks like he may have just retired after that. So tough break for Christian. I've had many good races with that guy. He is a good guy, and I hope him the best moving forward. And hope to see him again next time. Closest battle right now is I got a couple small battles here going on back here towards the back. As everybody up front's kind of getting spread out. Pecorino still about a half second behind Lucas Souza. Then you got Sven Hartman about a half second behind Chris Winstone. And Gustavo Coelho sitting on that back wing of Anthony Wayan. Down the back straight they come. Sven Hartman way tucked underneath that wing of Chris Winstone, looking for a place to get by, coming in to the Casio triangle. See if he can make a move now. Settles in behind him still. Sven trying to get a run down the front straight here. Settles in behind to hang on there. Looks like we've got some more good racing going on up here. We got a three-way battle now as Victor Miranda, again, on that recovery drive, trying to work his way back up. Victor tucked in behind Eduardo Pecorino. Guessing he's going to try to make a move into that hairpin here. He is on the move right now, trying to get up to the front of the field again. And he does not. Suzuka is a tough place to get by unless you've got a lot of speed advantage. Really only a couple spots that you can get by. And we're looking at one here coming up soon at the Casio Triangle, so he's going to come into 130R here. Tucked in right behind him. Is he going to make the move? There he goes, making that lunge late, braking hard, braking into there for Victor Miranda. Up into the top 10 now. Miranda with his sights set on Lucas Souza now in that Lambo. Our fast laps so far. Dave Bozka with a 158.5. Setting the pace right now for sure. Out in front. This is our closest battle right now with Victor Miranda Tucked in behind Lucas Souza. Oh, Lucas gets a whole lot of curb coming in to Degner 1. That gives Victor a chance to be right on him. I would see he's going to make a move coming into the hairpin here. And not quite comfortable to make that move there. Souza definitely all over the place with the pressure of Victor Miranda right behind him. Looks like Gustavo Coelho having a problem. Is in the pits right now. Here comes Victor Miranda on the inside. Good move. Little unexpected pass, I'm sure. But Miranda up into the 9th spot now. Let's see how he can move up the rest of the way up into the top 9 now. Go back up front. Nicholas Mateo. About a half second behind Jarno. Let's see if we can see what happened to Gustavo here. And just in the wall. So let's see what happened to there. Coming up through the S's here in his Ferrari. And just pulls it off. So Gustavo retiring from the race as well. Everybody kind of settling in good right now as we're just about 17 minutes in. This is an hour and 20-minute race, so an 80-minute race. Fixed setups for these guys. Fuel set at 55%, so they do have to make a couple pit stops. You're on the throttle quite a bit here, so we'll have to see what these guys can do, see what kind of fuel management they're going to have to do to, if they need to. That might be what Nicholas Mateo is doing, is just conserving a little bit. Sitting back behind Jarno. Lifting, coasting as much as he can. Looks like he's short shifting a little bit. Front straight they come now. See how far he's lifting here. And a little early, saving a little bit of fuel, coasting all the way through. Staying in 5th gear too. So he's coasting in that gear, keep his speed up a little bit. Closest battle right now. Looks like Edward Pecorino getting by Lucas Souza for that 10th spot last time by. Let's see what that looked like here. Coming into Casio. Very popular spot. Edward goes on a dive on the inside. And makes the deal done. So Edward Pecorino up in the 10th spot now. Victor Miranda working his way up into Scott Reister already. On the move right now. Out of spooning onto the back straight now. Here comes Victor again, looking on the inside of Scott Reister coming in to the Casio. And Scott just obliges, knowing that Victor definitely has a little bit more pace than him. Got a crash from Sven Hartman, who has jumped into the pits now. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened to Sven. Hard under the brakes coming into there. Gets into the back of a car. No real crash from him. He towed in and is jumping out of the race. Sven jumping out. Victor Miranda has his eyes set up front. About 2 seconds behind Scott Kimbrough in that 7th spot. So now your top 8 are all Ford Mustangs. Our closest battle again, just the 2nd and 3rd sitting nose to tail. Mateo definitely tucked in behind Yarno, just fuel saving, passing the time by, waiting for that first pit stop to come up. And this is your North American Racing League Sunday Cash Racing. Series finale is going to be in 2 weeks, Sunday, September 21st. Over $6,200 being given out in cash prizes. First spot's going to bring home $2,000 on that race. Pretty exciting for these guys. Today's cash prizes are top 4 are going to bring home $100. 5th through 10th, they're going to be $40. And then your top 6 cars that are not qualified for the finale are going to get an entry into the season, the finale race. So as we get closer to the end of the race here, we'll see what we got going on. Mateo still tucked in that 3rd spot. The guy on the move, it's Victor Miranda in that Nitro Racing Team Mustang. He is tucked in behind Scott Kimbrough now. Victor with an early incident, getting spun out into the hairpin earlier. And is on a recovery drive right now, trying to work his way back up towards the front. And then Degner turns now. Miranda closing in on Kimbrough. Here comes Victor Miranda on the inside of Scott Kimbrough coming into 130R. Takes that inside line. Miranda now up into the 7th spot. Now they're going to start getting a little harder and a little harder. Each car he moves up. He's about 4 seconds behind Paulo Gadai, so we'll have to check in with him soon to see how he works out. Another battle we got brewing right now is Jose Duello with Chris Winstone. Winstone holding on to that 14th spot in the Ferrari. Come back and visit these guys if we get a little bit more of a battle there. But back up front, David Bozga leading him around still in that Grid and Go Esports Mustang. Starting from the pole, led him down into turn 1 and has been out in front from the beginning. We got Jarno Koch in that 2nd spot. Another Grid car in 2nd. Nicholas Mateo just minding his time back here in the 3rd spot. Tucked in right behind him right now. And here comes the top 2 cars in the pits. Bozga and Koch in for the first pit stop at 27 minutes, almost 28 minutes now. Tires going on for both of them. Both cars up in the air right now. Also got Jackson Resende in pits. Paulo Gadai in the pits. Lucas Souza in the pits. Jose Duello in the pits as well. So now you got Nicholas Mateo out in front with Miguel Costa in 2nd. More cars coming in the pits right now. See what the second group guys do here. They're going to jump in the pits here, coming up on 30 minutes down. And here comes your next 2 cars in. Mateo and Costa coming in for stop. Both cars up on stands. It's like everybody else coming in the pits as well. All cars coming in for a stop now. Here comes David Bozga down the front straightaway. Mateo out of the pits, out in front. Nicholas Mateo able to overcut these guys. may have short fueled himself. Not sure, but he is out in front now. Let's see what we got. See if I can get this to work here. Looks like Bozka and Koch with a 23-second lap or 23-second pit stop. But looking at my timing and scoring, Mateo with a 21-second pit stop. So fastest pit stop out of everybody to take over that top spot in that Drago Racing Mustang. So yeah, Mateo now out in front. In the second spot is David Bozka, your pole sitter earlier. Now in the third spot, you got Jarno Koch with Miguel Costa in third. So the three Grid and Go cars nose to tail. Jackson Resende in the fifth spot, kind of on his own island out here in this Nitro Racing Mustang. About 10 seconds behind Costa. And then you got about 5 seconds back to Paulo Gaday in that Aclat Racing Mustang. Victor Miranda, again, on that recovery drive up into the seventh spot. It's about 3 seconds behind Paulo now. Trying to reel him in, trying to work his way up after that little tangle into the hairpin. Devin Jenkins having a problem, system problem. Tough one for you, Devin. But we'll still see you at the season finale. Look forward to seeing you there. 8th spot right now after pit stop, Scott Kimbrough. About 1.5 seconds behind Victor. Then you got about 3.5 seconds back to Scott Reister, Mr. North American Racing League. Edward Pecorino rounding out your top 10. Top 10 are getting paid cash today, so we'll have to see if Lucas Souza can work his way back up. Ricardo Delgado in the 12th spot. And 13th is Jose Duello. Chris Winstone in the 14th spot. 15th, Anthony Wayan. Mark Bole in the 16th spot. Dennis Schroeder in the pits right now, which messes up the cameras as always. Devin Jenkins in the chat with some problems. Sven Hartman off the track as well. Go back up front with these guys with Nicholas Mateo. Everybody's settling in right now. No close battles going on right now. Hi, Gustavo. Yep, this is our last race to qualify for the season finale race. The finale will be September 21st. Broadcast on Pit Stop TV, so make sure you guys check them out. Also, check out NorthAmericanRacingLeague.com for any updates. And make sure you guys join our Discord as well. Top four all separated by about a second and a half between each other. A little bit of breathing room from all those guys. Then you got about a 10-second gap back to Jackson in fifth. The difference here with lap times, you got that pit stop there, but Mateo and Bosca going back and forth on lap times. Let's see what we got from Bosca here, going up and down on sectors here. Pretty evenly matched for these guys up front. Back straightaway, you got Mateo, Bosca, Koch, and Costa. Into the Casio triangle they come. Again, all these guys are about a second and a half apart, so pretty evenly matched for these guys. Playing with some cameras here, sorry for that. Miranda really closing the gap on Paulo Gadai here. Clicking off real quick laps here. Miranda closing in fast. Over a half second the last 3 laps. He's definitely the man on the move right now. Weighing with a problem possibly going into the pits. See what happened to Anthony here. Off track. Oh, and spun out coming in. Oh, tough hit right there into pit entry. That is a very tricky turn for sure sometimes, especially with the temperature being what it is. Miranda closing in hard right now. He's gonna make a move into Casio. This is where he's made quite a bit of moves. Ooh, late under braking. Victor Miranda in that Nitro Racing Team Mustang up into the 6th spot now. Paulo Gadai tucks in behind as they come down the front straightaway now. Miranda's now going to be 7 seconds behind Jackson Resende. Jackson, his teammate with Nitro Racing, in the 5th spot. Victor trying to work his way back up. incident with Mark Bole. Let's see what happened with Mark. Oh, spinning out, coming out of Degner tube. Done that plenty of times myself. And he's got his leaders hot in pursuit here. Gets out of the way. Does the smart thing. Gets off track. Gets out of the way. Lets those guys go by. Does not want to get involved with those guys. We got about 42 minutes down, so we're just past the halfway point. Let's take a look at our qualified racers right now. Let's see who has punched a ticket into the season finale race. We got Nicholas Rubelar, Nicholas Mateo, Aaron Vasquez, David Bozga, Paulo Gadai, Sven Haas, Jarno Koch, Lewis Woods, Daniel Antonez, Chris Beats, Jackson Resende, Ricardo Rico, Norbert Leitner, Scott Kimbrough, Victor Miranda. Then you got Yannick Steinhoff, Miguel Colon, Connor Karnick, Scott Reister, Ricardo Delgado, David Schwartz, Gonzano Tastelin. Sorry, Gonzano. Then you got Sven Hartman, Lucas Souza, Nico, Devin, and Dino rounding out your 27 qualifiers right now. They have punched their ticket into that season finale race in 2 weeks' time, which will be at Road America, being broadcast by Pit Stop TV. So make sure you guys check those guys out next Sunday. Start taking a look at our qualifying guys here. First non-qualifier right now looks to be Eduardo Pecorino. Looks like everybody in the top 9 have already qualified. Check that. So you got Miguel Costa, who has not qualified yet. Double checking my list here. Correct. So Miguel Costa has not qualified yet, so he is our first car looking to transfer into that season finale race. And then we'll have Edward Pecorino. And then it looks like Jose Duello would be the next car to make it. Right now you got Chris Winstone also making it into that season finale race. Anthony Wayan would make it as well. Top 6 guys that have not finished or have not qualified yet will make it in. Mark Bole in position as well. So we've got quite a few guys looking to bump up into that season finale race. Back up front now with Nicholas Mateo. Able to hang on to that 1.8 second advantage. Kimbrough with a problem. Oh no, what happened to Scott Kimbrough? Let's see, Scott Reister getting by Kimbrough here. Oh, and then Scott spins out in Degner too. Let's go back here. Let's rewind this a little bit here. Scott having problems going into Degner 1. Gets a lot of curb there, spins out, able to correct it, but then goes into Degner 2, gets on the power a little too early, a little too hard, trying to stay ahead of Reister there. Has to do a little 360 turn here and to get back out. Good safe rejoin from Scott there, but tough break for him. Had a good run going in that 7th, 8th spot. So we had our first pit stops at about the 27 to 30 minute mark. Probably got about 10 minutes or so before we start seeing that second wave of stops. So again, this is an hour and 20 minute race. 55% fuel on these guys in the fixed setups. Ricardo Delgado tucked in behind Scott Kimbrough right now. Kind of our closest battle on the track. Next wave of pit stop looks like for these guys. Not sure if Kimbrough's got some damage or not. Doesn't seem to be on that pace that he was on earlier. Mateo still leading him around. Bosga in second. Koch in third. Costa in fourth. Let's see what the gap looks like. Sitting here in the hairpin turn. Waiting for Jackson Resende to come by. Here comes Jackson there. That second car around. Anthony Wayand is that lap car around. Here comes Victor Miranda in the 6th spot. Paulo Gadai in 7th. And we got a little bit of a gap back to Edward Picorino. There comes Edward with Scott Reister. $50 minutes down. We've got 30 minutes still left to go. Mateo comes by with a 158.4, Bosca 158.3, Yarno 158.3, Koska 158.6. And your top four about separated by about a second and a half between each other. They've been like that for, gosh, a good 15, 20 minutes now. As we are about 30 minutes away from the end of the race. Next pit stop could be at any time, so we'll have to see who decides to jump out there. Who's going to take that first leap? Somebody going to try to do an undercut? We'll have to see what they can do here. Looks like we had a pass for P13. Chris Winstone getting by Jose. Let's see how that looked down the straightaway into turn one. Winstone on the outside into turn one. Ooh, pretty dicey coming around that outside, but you're able to carry a little bit more speed. Winstone with a good move. Good clean pass on Jose. We'll go back up front with Mateo coming down the front straightaway. Everybody's settled in right now. Nobody really running any car numbers here. We'll take that one off. Got Nicholas Mateo starting on the outside front row, out in front right now, gaining that one spot. Pole position, David Bozka, it's still about 1.8 seconds back. This is kind of about the distance it's been for a while now. Big mover right now is Edward Pecorino, up 6 spots, and in that 8th spot. All sorts of racers from all across the globe right now racing with us. $58.2 for Nicholas, $58.3 for Bozka, $58.2 for Yarno, $58.4 for Miguel Costa. These guys are consistently running real close laps to each other. I have a feeling our next wave of pit stops going to be coming in the next lap or two. Back here a little bit. Jackson Resende still hanging on to that 5th spot. It's got about a 5-second gap back to Victor Miranda. Chow Tren giving a shout out to Mark Bole. Not quitting, not giving up, still driving along in that 16th spot. This could give him a spot up into that season finale race in 2 weeks. So by just grinding through this hour and 20-minute race, as long as you finish, you could possibly make it into that season finale race. Big cash prizes coming up, over $6,000 to be given out for that race. Thanks, Chow, for the shout out there, buddy. Close battle right now still, Ricardo Delgado and Scott Kimbrough. Kimbrough making an early mistake, uncharacteristics of him, and may have incurred some damage to that car. But is just lapping around right now with Ricardo Delgado kind of hooked onto that back wing. Nicholas Mateo, 158.1 last time by. That is the fastest lap so far. Absolute smashing it right now and opening up to almost a 2-second gap on David Bozka. Getting light on that fuel run. Good coaching there, Chow. That is for sure. Then you got 2 weeks time to get good at Road America. So that's going to be an epic race on the 21st. Again, it's going to be hosted on Pit Stop TV. Andrew and the boys are going to be hosting that race. That is going to be a fantastic race. I will be out of the country, will not be able to attend, but I'll be watching from abroad. Yeah, Road America is probably one of my top 5 or 6 tracks. Chow, that is definitely towards the top of my list as well. I have a sneaky suspicion it's going to be a Mustang-hungry track. Those long, long straightaways there. Going to lead to some horsepower for sure. And it looks like Nicholas Mateo jumping in the pits. This is our first jump into the pits. Goes in by himself. The grid and go guys keep going. Mateo coming in, no tires, going fuel only for this last stop. See what kind of pit stop Mateo has compared to these other guys. Mateo back out on the track. Mateo with a 17-second pit stop that time by, so we'll have to see what he can do, what these grid and go guys can do. Can David Bozka overcut? Can he come in? What kind of out or in lap is he going to have? Jose Duello jumping in the pits as well now. We're kind of sitting up top with David Bozka with those grid and go guys. Casio triangle one more time. Let's see if these grid and go guys jump into the pits. And there comes Bozka in for pits. Gonna have to see what that looks like coming out. Looks like Miguel Costa continuing. Bozka and Koch both pitting at the same time again. Up on the jacks, they are taking tires again. Jackson Resende join them in the pits now. Waiting for that fuel to come in. Where is Nicholas Mateo? Here he is down the front straightaway. And David Bozka jumps out of the pits right in front of Nicholas Mateo. Here they come side by side into the S section. Mateo around the outside coming to that first S turn to take over the net lead right now. Sorry, jumping turn cameras here. So Mateo out in front, back out in front with the net lead. Bozka having to wait for those tires to warm up. Mateo with those hot tires still did not change tires in that pit stop. Bozka did have the quicker stop with a 15.4 second pit stop. Nicholas Mateo with a 17 flat. But Mateo did not take tires and is back out in that net lead right now. Bosca about 1.3 seconds behind Mateo. Let's see if Miguel Costa is the leader currently right now coming in the pits. Victor Miranda being shown in the second spot right now. Miranda in that Nitro Racing Team Mustang. And he jumps in the pits as well. So here comes your net leader, Nicholas Mateo, out in front. Flash of the lights as he's coming up on Anthony Wayan. Anthony slides out of the way, lets Nicholas go by. David Bosca still sitting in that second spot, 1.7 seconds back. And you've got the two grid and go cars back here. Miguel Costa up into third now after pit stops. Yarno in fourth. In our top four guys, we'll be bringing home $100 cash today, just for today's race. Then 5th through 10th will bring home $40. Kind of the closest battle right now. It's between teammates here, 3rd and 4th. Not a whole lot of pressure with these guys here. Did have a crash from Jose a little bit ago. Let's see what that looked like. I just wasn't able to come back to it earlier. Coming into turn 1 and 2, just getting a little sideways, hard under brakes, able to keep it off the wall. I have done that many of times here. Turns 1 and 2, probably my biggest nemesis on iRacing here at Suzuka. Especially when the track temp comes up. Makes it real tricky to try to push as hard as you can into that turn. Mateo out in front and pulling away. Let's see what we got here. Half second faster last time by for Mateo than David Bosca. Less than 14 minutes left on the master clock here. Everybody getting settled in here for the last few minutes of the race. Ricardo Delgado getting off track. Might have just been a little slip coming into second Degner here. Yep, a little off track there. And I bet you Reister doing the same thing. Coming into the spoon section here, Reister chasing it out a little bit. Got into the grass a little early there and had to chase the car up. And it looks like Delgado getting by Kimbrough. Drag race down the back straightaway into 130R. Good run from Ricardo up into the 10th spot right now. 10th spot is that last paying spot, so $40 for Ricardo right now on that pass. So good move from him as we've got about 12 minutes left on the clock. Nicholas Mateo out in front, managing that lead. 1.8 seconds, 1.9 seconds back. Top two both with a 158.3 that time by. Costa with a 158.6, Yarno with a 158.4. Looks like we got a couple wrecks here. Let's see here. Jose Duello having an accident into turns 1 and 2. Nope, just pulls it off. And looks like we may have an incident from Mark Bole. Ooh, I think he did that earlier too, but this time tagging that inside wall. Tough one for Mark. He was grinding the whole way. Bosga's starting to reel in Mateo here little by little. I wonder if those used tires are starting to show their face on Nicholas Mateo. Mateo did not take tires on that last pit stop. David Bosga did. So we'll have to see if that makes a difference here towards the end as we have 10 minutes left to go. As you see the last few laps, you see Bosga just a little bit quicker, half a tenth, trying to inch his way closer. These guys, that is everything when you're at this level of these guys. Mateo comes by with a 158.6. Bosga 158.3, so 0.3 quicker that time by. Let's see what their first sectors is. Bosga is a little bit quicker there. This could get interesting here towards the end. Second sector, Bosga again quicker, just microseconds quicker, but every one of those ones catches up. Mateo does look like he's getting a little on the loose side, like those tires may be towards their end. Again, Bosga almost 0.2 quicker in that sector 3. It's one thing to catch him, but it's another thing to pass him, so we'll have to see. Bosga still reeling in every sector. He is closing that gap. It's down to less than 1.3 seconds. In sector 5, he is quicker yet. Here they come across through the Casio Triangle. Down the front straight one more time. See him come across the line. 58.5 from Mateo. 58.3 for Bosga. Mateo was a little bit quicker in that last sector, but still couple tenths here, couple tenths there. But we may be running out of time as we've got about 7 minutes still left to go on the clock. Anthony Wayan and Mark Bole in the pits right now. Let's kind of review over who is looking to bump up into that season finale race. Let's do a little bit of this one. Again, looks like Bosga closing in. We'll come back and visit that here shortly. But your first non-bump guy so far, going to go to the season finale, will be Miguel Costa. Let's see, Yarno's qualified, Victor, Paulo. Then we'll go Edward Pecorino will be number 2, bumping up into that season finale race. Looking down the list here, Chris Winstone will be the 3rd car to transfer into that season finale. Then you'll have Anthony Wayan in the 4th spot. The grinder, Mark Bole, 5th. And that is it right now for running cars. Everybody else is off the track. So we'll have to see what Scott Reister does here as you let the top 6 guys go into that season finale race. But as you see, another 10th taking off that lead, down to 1.2 seconds now. Mateo and Bosga. David really starting to pull those times in. Five minutes left on the clock. Can David Bosga close that gap? Mateo settling down right now, starting to pull it back away just a bit. Here they come into sector 3, but Bosga does take it back. Once again, your top 4 finishers will come in this race will be $100, and 5th through 10th will be $40. But this is all leading to that season finale race. Over $6,200 to be given away. $2,000 to the winner. Lots of money at stake here in 2 weeks' time, September 21st. We'll be racing at Road America, broadcast by Pit Stop TV this time. Again, that should be some great racing action. 4 minutes to go, so this should give you a couple more laps for these guys. Looks like Bosga inching his way closer, a full 1/10 of a second that time, so 1 second separating now. He might be closing in on that draft area. Getting a little bit of draft, maybe able to pull in even closer now. We will stay up front here with those top 2. Everybody else pretty settled in right now. Bosco about 0.08 of a second quicker. Here they come into sector 2. Mateo takes that right back. Ooh, a little rough on the curbs there. Ooh, that visually looks like David Bosco closing that gap there. Mateo rough through there. Look at that full 1/10 of a second in that last sector, yo. Here comes David Bosco, less than 1 second behind your leader now. Can Nicholas Mateo hang on to that lead? Bosco, a little hairy coming off of the spoon turn there. That might cost him some valuable speed down this straightaway. Still a little bit quicker in that last sector down the straightaway. Here they come into the Casio triangle. And this should be their white flag this time by. Let's see what the good old flag stand shows. Nothing there. Yep, I see the white flag waving down there on the track. Nicholas Mateo leading him around. Hanging on to that lead. David Bosco 1 second back. Like unless there's some serious mistake from Mateo, he should be able to hang on to this. No other close battles right now. You got the teammates in 3rd and 4th, Miguel Costa and Jarno Koch. Again, top 4, all taking home $100 cash. But it has been basically David Bosco leading that first sector, that first stint out in front. And then from that first pit stop and on, Nicholas Mateo has been laying it down. And he has opened it up again to a 2.5 time now on David Bosco. Coming into the final section right here, down into Casio Triangle one final time. Here comes Nicholas Mateo down the front straight one more time. And Nicholas Mateo is going to be coming home, taking the win here at Suzuka in this last and final North American Racing League Cash Days race. David Bosco will come home in 2nd, Miguel Costa in 3rd, Jarno Koch in 4th. Here comes Victor Miranda, your first Nitro Racing guy. Worked his way back up into the 5th spot, so fantastic run from Victor after that little early incident. Jackson Resende will come home in 6th. Paulo Gadai coming across the line now in the 7th spot. Yeah, no lie, Chow, huh? Come around on the last lap by yourself. Edward Picarino, your 2nd qualifier into the season finale, comes across the line in the 8th spot. Here comes Scott Reister finishing in 9th. Delgado holding on to that final cash paying position for today. $40 in the pocket for Ricardo Delgado. Scott Kimball will come home in 11th. Nicholas Souza coming home in 12th. Then you got the 3rd qualifier right here of Chris Winstone coming around. Final section here. This will be the 3rd car bumping up into that season finale race. Last car running on the track right now. Chris Winstone. Been grinding all these races as well. Anthony Wayand, everybody else is done off the track. Let's take a look at our final results. That is practice results. Here are race results. Taking the win, Mr. Nicholas Mateo, laying it down and pulling away there at the end. David Bosga will finish home in second. Miguel Costa will be that first transfer car making it up into the season finale race in 2 weeks' time, finishing in third here. And Jarno Koch finishing in fourth. Your top 4 cars all bringing home $100 today. Then in the 5th spot, Victor Miranda, Jackson Resende in 6th, Paulo Gadai in 7th, Edward Pecorino in 8th, Scott Reister in 9th, Ricardo Delgado finishing in 10th. 5th through 10th will bring home $40 cash. In the 11th spot, just outside the cash paying position, Scott Kimbrough in 11th. 12th went to Nicholas Souza. Chris Winstone finishing in the 13th spot. That was your 3rd transfer position. Your 4th transfer position of the season finale race, Anthony Wayand. Been grinding the last few races as well and making it to that season finale race. Mark Bole, probably the biggest grinder out of everybody right now, finishing in the 15th spot. He will also transfer into that season finale race. Jose Duello just outside there in the 16th spot, did not finish. Then you had Dennis Schroeder in 17th. Devin Jenkins having some problems early on in the 18th spot. Then you've got Sven Hartman in 19th. Gustavo Coelho in the 20th spot. Christian Gritzko 21st. Pedro Banos did not start. Spencer Brockman and Parker Chase did not start as well. Well, everybody, this has been a pure joy to do this. This has been the North American Racing League Sunday Cash Races. I am excited that I hope we are going to continue this next season, next year maybe. Not sure when we're going to do it, but we were looking to get going. Again, in 2 weeks' time, we will have the season finale race on Pit Stop TV, so make sure you guys check them out on YouTube. Also, make sure you guys check out NorthAmericanRacingLeague.com for any upcoming things, upcoming events. And we look forward to seeing you guys in 2 weeks' time, coming from Road America for that last season finale race. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.